Now let us see the types of kinematic pairs, right? So, types of kinematic pairs. These kinematic pairs are basically classified according to the nature of contact, the nature of mechanical constraint, the nature of relative motion. So let us first see the classification according to the nature of relative motion. So depending on the nature of relative motion, kinematic pairs are basically classified as sliding pair, turning pair, screw pair, rolling pair, and spherical pair. So let us see them one by one. So the first classification is that of sliding pair. So if two links have a sliding motion relative to each other, then they form a sliding pair. So let me show you this by a diagram. So suppose there is a rectangular hole in a rectangular box or a prism, and there is a rectangular rod which is inside, or it is sliding inside the rectangular hole of this prism. Let me draw this. So this type of arrangement basically is this is the rectangular rod, and which is inside the rectangular hole of this prism. So this rectangular rod basically can only have the sliding motion inside the rectangular hole of the prism, right? It cannot have any other motion. It can only have the sliding motion. So this type of pair is basically known as a sliding pair, in which one of the link will be having sliding motion relative to the other. So let me demonstrate this by this video. So this is the type of sliding pair, in which you can see this is the pentagonal slide, which is sliding inside the pentagonal hole of this prism, right? So there is a pentagonal prism with a pentagonal hole, and you can see there is a sliding motion between the two links. So there can only be a sliding motion between the two links. So this is a type of sliding pair, right? One important thing you need to notice here is that this sliding link can only have the sliding motion, and this motion is basically known as a constraint motion. Why constraint motion? Because due to the shape of the hole and the shape of the sliding link, this sliding link cannot have any other motion. Basically what I mean to say is that it can only have the motion in this to and fro direction. It cannot rotate, and it cannot move in the perpendicular direction. So the very good example of this sliding pair is basically, if you see in this piston cylinder arrangement, this piston and cylinder are basically forming a sliding pair. This piston will be moving to and fro, up and down inside this cylinder. It cannot move in any other direction, and it cannot even rotate around the axis of the cylinder, right? So it can only move up and down. Next pair which we will be talking about is the turning pair or a revolute pair. So revolute pair or turning pair basically permits only relative rotation between the two links, or the turning motion between the two links. So suppose there is a cylinder with a cylindrical hole, and there is a shaft which is actually penetrated inside that cylindrical hole. So this shaft basically can rotate inside the cylindrical hole of the cylinder. So now important is that the shaft is basically accompanied by these two collars, right? So these two collars are basically restricting its to and fro motion inside the cylinder. This shaft can only have the rotary motion inside the cylinder, right? So this is the cylindrical hole, and the shaft will only be rotating inside the cylinder. That means it cannot have the to and fro motion. It will only have the turning motion or the rotating motion. So basically these collars are restricting their to and fro motion. So you can see this in this example. This is the shaft which is rotating, and these are the collars which are restricting the to and fro motion of the shaft inside this cylinder, right? So this is making the motion of the shaft as a constrained motion. It can only have motion in one direction. So this is basically known as constrained motion, right? This is about the turning pair. So in turning pair, basically we'll be having only the rotating motion. So we can see this slider crank mechanism, and there will be revolute pairs. So we can see this revolute pair, and this is the revolute pair. This is also a revolute pair, and this is also a revolute pair. So these are the three revolute pairs in the slider crank mechanism. Next, we'll see the rolling pair, right? So when the links of a pair have a rolling motion relative to each other, they form a rolling pair. So for example, a rolling wheel on a flat surface. For example, ball or roller bearings. You can see here that this is the ball which will be rolling inside this bearing. So there can be a roller also, there can be a ball bearing or roller bearing also, right? So in place of this ball, there can be a roller also. So this ball will be rotating inside this bearing. So this is how you can see that this is the roller which is rotating. This is the ball which is actually rotating inside the mating surface of the bearing, right? So this bearing is rotating, and also the ball is rotating with the mating surface of the bearing, right? So this is an example of rolling pair. Next kinematic pair is basically screw pair or a helical pair, right? So if two mating links have a turning as well as a sliding motion between them, then they form a screw pair, right? So turning as well as sliding motion is there. So both these motions take place simultaneously. So you might have seen the example of a screw, tightening of a screw inside a nut, or if you have seen the lathe machine, then you might have seen the lead screw, right? And the nut of the lathe is basically the screw pair. So basically this is achieved by cutting machine threads on the two links. So here is an example. There is a screw which is actually turning, and as we turn the screw moves inside the nut, right? So there will be two types of motion taking place simultaneously, the turning motion and the sliding motion. As in when we turn the screw, if the screw is moving inside, so this is how the turning pair looks like. So you can see that there are two motions taking place simultaneously. As the screw is turning, it is also moving in the linear direction. So it is having the translatory motion also and the turning motion also, right? So this is the example of screw pair. The next kinematic pair is spherical pair, right? So spherical pair basically is formed when one link in the form of a sphere turns inside a fixed link. It is a spherical pair, right? So the example of this is basically a ball and socket joint. So a ball and socket joint basically forms a spherical pair, and this is how the spherical pair looks like. There is this ball which is actually, this is this sphere which can turn in any of the directions inside this fixed link, right? So this type of spherical pair you might have seen if you have seen the video games. If you have played the video game, then the joystick, if you know, the joystick is basically this spherical pair. Then if you have seen nowadays cars have a spherical pair, the side glass can be controlled with the help of a knob. A knob is there inside the car, and that can be the direction of the side glass can be controlled with the help of this knob, and this knob is basically forming a spherical pair, right? So there is a ball and socket joint there. So this is the view, the rear view, the view of the mirror of the side glass can be controlled from the inside with the help of that knob, right? So let us see how this looks like. So this is how the spherical pair looks like. There is a sphere which is actually moving inside this fixed link, and it can be moved in any of the direction with the help of this knob, right? So this is how the kinematic pairs are classified on the basis of nature of relative motion, right?